Hello and welcome to, I want to say Wednesday. Yeah, let's go with that. April 8th, 2020. In fact, what day does it feel like to you right now? Feel free to let us know in the comments below. In any case, I am still Philip Palermo, and this is still Cord Cutting Today. And today we're going to talk about new parental controls for Netflix, free content from VIZIO and Comcast, a look at how our streaming habits have changed over the past month or so, some more Tiger King content, and more. And of course, if you want to support what we're doing here on YouTube, feel free to click the like and subscribe buttons and maybe even that bell icon. It lets you know whenever we upload new content to this channel, which we do pretty often. And with that, let's move on to the news. First up, it's good news for Netflix fans. The service has just added a suite of new parental controls and features that give parents a bit more fine-tuned control over what their kids can and cannot see. One of the highlights is the ability to protect profiles with a PIN code. That way, kids can't use their parents' profile to gain access to more mature content, or, at least it won't be quite as easy. Parents can also filter based on age ratings and block individual movies and shows. Beyond that, parents also have access to watch histories for their kids' profiles, and they can also fine-tune settings in the Profile and Parental Controls hub. Netflix says these new features should be available now, and you can access them by heading over to your account settings. Next up, VIZIO users have some more free content options to choose from. The company announced the launch of 30 new free linear TV channels via its SmartCast TV home screen. The new channels reportedly offer access to news, entertainment, lifestyle, DIY, sports, comedy, and music, including content from USA Today, CBC News, the Fubo Sports Network, TMZ, the Design Network, and more. Those offerings launched this week, and you can find them under the free channels row of your SmartCast home screen. Now, Jess has more details about the channels and content on offer in her full post over at cordcuttersnews.com, and yes, you can find a link to that down below in the video description alongside all the other stories we're going to talk about today. And speaking of more free content, Comcast announced it's making more on-demand programming free in the form of content from more than 24 networks and video services. This offer is available to both Xfinity X1 and Flex customers, and it's valid, yes, for a limited time. Now, this selection includes a number of African American, Latino, and international networks and subscription services, such as Aspire TV, TV One, Filipino On Demand, Kid Central in Espanol, and more. Comcast says all you need to do to access this free content is to use the voice feature on your remote and say free, which should display a number of free content options. And this new offer represents yet another free trial or preview from Comcast, and we've recently covered the company responding to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic with a series of free offers and services, including previews of premium channels and access to educational resources. You can find out more about this latest offer over at, cordcuttersnews.com. Next up, it's a post by Artie. See, I told you we'd talk about him. Today, Artie wrote about a market research firm that figures that all this staying at home stuff has led to a significant jump in our streaming activity. And now, I know that may not come as a huge surprise, but it's fascinating to put some numbers to that assumption. And what the firm found was that nearly 2/3 of respondents in a survey said they were streaming more media in March, while 31% said they've watched about the same amount. Meanwhile, just 6% said they're streaming less at the moment. Of those who said they were streaming more, 25% said their streaming had jumped by 5 hours or more each day. And just for context, 5 hours is like adding the Return of the King Extended Edition and then an episode of The Office to your daily routine. The entirety of Tiger King is just under 6 hours, so maybe a lot of folks are watching that every single day. In any case, here's where I ask you all. Have your streaming habits changed over the past few weeks? Do you feel like you're streaming the same amounts? Way more? Way less? Comment down below and let us know. And if you want to check out more of those stats and details, you can find a link to Artie's post down below in the video description. And while you're over there at cordcuttersnews.com, again, feel free to say hello. We're excited to have him on board. And speaking of Tiger King, it looks like we'll get an even deeper glimpse into that world in the near future. Tamara has a post about Investigation Discovery commissioning a sequel that they're calling Investigating the Strange World of Joe Exotic. Now, if you've seen the short series on Netflix, again, it's about 6 hours in total, you'll know it leaves some shall we say, unresolved questions by the time it wraps up its 7-episode run. And Investigation Discovery says it's a perfect opportunity to develop a sequel and try to shed more light on the overall story and some lingering mysteries. Viewers can expect new footage and additional context, and it'll be available on Investigation Discovery, although release dates and times have not yet been announced, so, as they say, stay tuned. And lastly, just a quick follow-up on Quibi. Now, we reported yesterday that the new streaming service launched as planned this week, and we continue to monitor its popularity moving forward. As a refresher, Quibi focuses on quick bites, or shorter, more digestible bits of video content, mostly around 10 minutes or less. So instead of shows where the episodes are an hour or a half hour long, it's 7 to 10 minutes at most. The other interesting aspect is that it's a mobile-focused service, and its content is meant to be viewed in landscape or portrait mode. And the company has shown off a few demos where the video changes depending on, how you're holding your phone. But now that it's officially out in the wild, how is it doing? Well, Sensor Tower did some math and reports that the Quibi app was downloaded some 300,000 times on its first day of release in the US and Canada. For comparison, the site says around 4 million people downloaded the Disney Plus app when it became available, while a more modest 45,000 downloaded the HBO Now app when it launched. Of course, that comparison is a bit unfair, considering that Quibi is launching with a focus on brand new and original content, while Disney was able to bring many people's entire childhoods to bear when it launched. Still, 300,000 downloads is 300,000 downloads. But the more telling data will come later this year when all those 90-day free trials start expiring. How many folks will stay on at that point? And will Quibi have supplied enough must-see content by then? Time will tell. But in the meantime, again, if you're one of those 300,000 folks and you've given it a shot, feel free to let us know what you think so far down in the comments below. And that about wraps up today's edition of Cord Cutting Today. And yes, I have confirmed it is most likely Wednesday right now. Since it is Wednesday, that means you'll be able to tune in to another edition of Cord Cutting Q&A later today. Jess will be live to answer a whole bunch of streaming and cord cutting questions for you, our awesome community. You can check that out starting at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. Again, as a reminder, you can leave your questions down below in this video, and we'll do our best to get to some of those as well. And if you haven't already, please do consider clicking the like and subscribe buttons, possibly even that bell icon, to notify you whenever we upload new content to this channel. And in addition to these Cord Cutting Today videos and the Cord Cutting Q&A live videos, we're looking forward to continuing to produce more reviews, more hands-on videos, more guides, and a whole lot more. For now, though, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Yes, my name is Philip Palermo. Take care.